Welcome or welcome back to the CMO Summit. Before we get going with the next helping of inspiring content, we'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors for helping us bring this event to your screens. And don't forget to visit our website where you can access even more content and check out our in-person events. We could be coming to a city near you. Enjoy the next session. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the CMO Summit. Really pleased to introduce our next speaker of the day from SEMrush. We've got Fernando, who is going to be doing a presentation on the final traffic acquisition battle. So I'd like to welcome Fernando onto the stage and hand over to you for the session.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, and welcome everybody to this session. I'm Fernando Angulo. My current role is as Senior Market Research Manager at SEMrush, and I help companies, businesses to build a successful strategy around their industry, creating plans, goals, strategies, and tactics, data. So for today's presentation, I'm going to be showing you a lot of information. If you have heard in the past about Rush, or if you have heard me speaking in different events, you know for sure that I'm a data lover. I really love to use facts. I want to do that today as well. And this final traffic acquisition battle, we are going to be seeing patterns across different trends on the traffic acquisition battle, of course. And I'm going to be guiding you how to use it, how to implement it in your current industry, with your clients, inside of your business, with your team. If you want to connect with me at the end of the presentation, of course, here are my LinkedIn and Twitter accounts. You can do it anytime. I'll be flattered. And of course, we need to start seeing the big picture about what is the state of web traffic. Overall, during the last couple of months, I've been visiting different countries, doing different presentations, and I met an interesting person from a company called Forrester. I believe you know who they are. And of course, we were talking about the type of marketers that are out there. And the first type of marketers that we were talking about is the level entrance marketer, that they are willing to do the best that they can using the tools that they have, but basically they are copy-pasting the strategy from the competitors. The second type of marketers that we also were discussing was the type of marketers that are using basically all advertisement campaigns, advertisement tactics, and that are fully into the ads. And the third category of marketers that we were talking are the marketers that are using and implementing data insights and data analytics. And surprisingly, when we are looking to the state of web traffic, for example, here we gathered the information about 100,000 top websites all over the world, around all the categories, and we saw that the increase in terms of traffic is really big, 25% year over year, from 2021 to 2022 is really huge. And that's something that the post-pandemic era is bringing us to all digital marketers as an information that, there are more companies out there, there is more content out there, and the businesses that we thought that are going to be digital transformed in the next 5 years or maybe 10 years, they were forced to be digitalized just one single year. And here you can see that the amount of traffic people are used to go search, buy, have more information, do basically everything through the web. But what if we categorize all this data by industry, and we see what is happening inside of all these amount of data that we have. That brings us to the next slide, which is basically a filter around all the 100,000 top websites through all the categories. Here we can see who are the winners in terms of traffic acquisition and who are the losers. As you can see, the big losers here are online education, because basically everything is open right now, and the need that people, students, universities have to connect is not to connect through web platform is not there anymore. The winners here are the travel and leisure. Most of them are also related to logistics, as you can see, financial services, but the big winner here is the travel and leisure industry. Of course, when we're looking this kind of data, this type of data, we can see that basically most of the people all over the world, they want to connect each other, they want to travel, they want to see other people traveling, having a nice time together with the person that they didn't see in the past. Here we can see that the transformation of that amount of data that we saw before is represented by categories. But that's not the end of it. We need to take a look at what is happening with the state of mobile. And this is the first part of the presentation and the battle. And here, of course, I have some good news and some bad news. The good news, of course, are related that, yes, we are now mobile basically in every single country in the world. Most of the countries are using mobile data, mobile devices um, as a first instrument of searching, buying, and doing mainly basically everything. But we were expecting to have bigger penetration on the mobile traffic data like a year ago, 2 years ago. But the pandemic affected this situation. COVID basically made people to use more desktop devices because, yes, of course, we were more at home. We were using laptops. We were using our PCs or Macs, and we left a little bit the mobile device apart, just a little bit. We can see overall the growth, the trend that is pretty much clear, starting from May 2021 till May this year, is a downward trend. And of course, when we are trying to identify, okay, what are the cause? What is the cause, and what are the sources of this traffic? We need to go beyond mobile traffic, and that's where the battle starts. Of course, mobile versus desktop. What is happening in every single country, right? Who is winning where? Let me tell you the bad news. Well, it's gonna be the good news for some countries. Take a look on the stats here. Here we can confirm that pretty much all the countries are mobile oriented. Let's say, for example, just for an instance, Brazil is more than 90% of the traffic that people are using is pretty much mobile. But if you go to the bottom of the list, the US is not there yet. Basically, it's about 70% of the whole web traffic is coming from mobile devices, but 30% still is desktop. So we are about to be there. We are not there yet. What this is telling us? From first hand, basically, all the visibility, the online visibility that you want to receive needs to be transformed into a beautiful and exciting mobile experience because all the people are there. That is a fact. And the other side, there are pretty much a lot of people still using their desktop devices, and we are pretty sure that this is the situation that is happening in every single country because we are seeing the numbers, right? But let's talk about the sources of traffic. Where does all this mobile traffic is coming from? And when we are looking the numbers, we can see pretty much that all the countries that we have here are having a similar kind of situation with the sources of traffic. Particularly when we're talking about sources of traffic, we need to identify direct, paid, referral, search, and social traffic that is coming to our website. The winner, of course, the largest amount of traffic is coming for every single country, and I would like to say this as well, for every single industry, is direct traffic. Direct traffic is by far the number one source of traffic that all the organizations, all the businesses are thriving to get, because it's the most important one for any single industry. You can see that the second one is search. Organic traffic is basically based on keywords, content, link building, and all the SEO techniques that are out there. The third big chunk of traffic is coming from referral traffic, from partners, from corporations. Then we have just a little bit of social media traffic there, which is still very important. Here you can see the representation. Maybe it doesn't look that big, but in total numbers, it's really huge. And of course, we can see the advertisement numbers. And of course, you know that yesterday, today, this whole week, for basically all the giants in the tech in the tech industry, is been a really difficult time. Today, only 11,000 workers from Meta were fired. The numbers were not there for the platforms that allows advertisement, like Facebook, for an instance. Yes, much of the people are not doing advertisement. I'm gonna be showing you some numbers as well, and that's everywhere. So pretty much for the whole strategy, for the holistic strategy, direct traffic is the winner by far. Then you have organic traffic, and then you can see that referral traffic is there. Social media is there, of course, and paid is a really great tool, but the numbers are just fluctuating. We're going to be seeing that, dissecting those numbers. These are the first takeaways for the first part introduction. So mobile users are there. They are visiting most of their website using direct traffic as a primary source. Sometimes you receive an SMS. There are a lot of SMS campaigns. If you are also into e-commerce or any other business that is working well, that's bringing a lot of direct traffic, or if you have a bookmark, for example, that also works really well. And of course, search is the second biggest channel over there. So doing SEO is a great idea for mobile surfers. The only exception is, of course, USA, India, and Mexico. They are not yet there with the numbers. That's the third largest source of traffic for them. Then referral links are really good, and they're working really great to attract mobile traffic. And social media is bringing a lot of traffic as well. You don't need to take it apart. It's of course the main source for engaging and having conversation with your users. So it still needs to be there. Let's evaluate a little bit some industry-specific patterns across the mobile traffic industry, because we saw that, okay, this is the battle, and by far, mobile traffic is winning basically everywhere. So these are some of mobile patterns across all the industries, and you can see that retail industry, they are going really well. They were doing really well during the pandemics. They had a downside trend overall, but all the industries had the same thing. And at the end of the 2021, they were growing. At the beginning of this year, they were growing. Right now in August, we saw the numbers as well are pretty much good. If we go with the mobile versus desktop traffic share across different categories, we can see that, okay, what is happening in terms of, let's say, education in the education industry. So pretty much most of the users that are coming from there are 50%, 56% from mobile and desktop. So they are using both platforms, and it's logical. It's pretty much convenient to have an online course through a desktop than a mobile device. What has happened with the finance industry? Here, the situation is a little bit different. Desktop traffic is still there. Mobile users are pretty much 66% of the whole traffic that they have. In the healthcare industry, the situation is already different. We see that they are using more and more mobile devices. Actually, the main questions that people are asking on Google are related to healthcare conditions, and we can see that it's more convenient and easily done through a mobile device. What is happening with the food and beverage industry? So pretty much the situation is completely different. Here is basically all mobile. If you want to go to a restaurant, if you want to go to a bar, basically everything is mobile, and the trend is there as well. If you see the patterns from industry to industry, it's kind of pretty much the same. The amount of traffic that is every industry is receiving. If we go to the retail industry, well, basically it's 75%, 25% for desktop, but still the same pattern has been shown as a whole for all the industry. The pandemic has shown that, well, the interest for the online overall was there in their peak. Then we saw a downtrend at the beginning of this year. Well, pretty much for every industry, we can see that they are coming up with the trend on traffic acquisition. But how do these industries, all these categories, are generating this mobile traffic? So let's dissect one by one. If we mention the key mobile traffic channels, we need to mention again direct traffic, paid, referral, search, and social. The situation is pretty much different from industry to industry. If you can see, just for an instance, for the finance education industries, the main channel is still direct traffic. But for the healthcare, pretty much the food and beverage industries, the main channel is organic traffic, which is really good just for the sake of content creation, right? If we go to retail and education, they're looking pretty much the same in terms of amount of traffic from each source. What is happening with paid channels, right? So paid channels are connected basically to everything that we are doing everywhere, because it's a great source of traffic acquisition. If we mention, just for an instance, the amount of budget, so in total numbers by month, we can see that for an instance, from 2021 to March 2022, in the following industries, the amount of budget that they were using was in education, finance, and so on, was around $50,000. Then you can see for finance was way too high. We understand why is that. We have here as well insurance service, different bank products like mortgages, $11 million per month in advertisement, food and beverage, 6 million. If we see healthcare, just for an instance, we see that it's not that much. Education, of course, it's not there. They're not using online advertisement basically at all. They are more oriented to use organic channels, the organic source of traffic, which is SEO, and they're doing pretty much okay with that. Then we can see that retail is by far the largest contributor here, which is around $23 million per month. Then we can see just for display advertisement, the spending is also there. You can see that for the education and for healthcare, they are doing a lot. Display is a great channel. Retail is also into it with around $54 million per month. We see ad spending quarter over quarter versus impressions. The number, again, this is reflecting the whole pattern that we saw before in the whole traffic, the state of traffic globally. We see that in Q3, the amount of the budget that companies were spending on video advertisement was really low, like 50% lower than they had in Q2 2021. But right now, Q4, Q1, Q3, and Q4 this year is growing again, but with not enough power, I will say. The growth is slow. As you can see, Q4 over Q1, the difference is not that big. It's like 0.2%, but the increase that we saw from Q1 to Q2 last year, that was big. Well, basically everybody was at home. It was really easy to get to people who are using their devices. Let's start with the part two. Once we already dissected the sources of traffic and how companies, how industries are getting that traffic, let's take a look from the mobile app landscape. This is another universe in terms of advertisement, in terms of offline visibility, because it has their own vision, mission. You are working with apps. You are working with the stores, where you're working with two different universe, right? Here, apps implies that they're using a store, for example, the App Store or the Google Play Store. They are pretty much the same in terms of user experience. There are a lot of apps that really are attracting the attention of the people. Businesses are really struggling to enter to that market because right now you have only 10, in some cases 30 first positions that you need to be there, and you need to do a lot of stuff to be there. Let's evaluate a little bit the industry specific in terms of mobile traffic patterns for apps. Just for an instance, you can see that the top of the categories, the top industry here is gaming, of course. You can see a downtrend in terms of iOS. For shopping, social finance, and the rest of the industries, it's pretty much lower. It's not that huge as gaming. In terms of Android, it's pretty much similar picture as we can see here. If we see, for example, the most downloaded apps by category, everywhere is gaming. Well, basically, in the gaming category is mostly Roblox for both. Then you can see some other apps. For the finance category, you can see Cash App, PayPal. Then you can see for the health and fitness category, Copass related to COVID, and the number of installs in terms of CPA, cost per action, was changing a lot. The price and the amount of traffic that they are bringing has changed a lot. If you want to be visible on the App Store and the Play Store, you need to do search ads. You need to work with that. In terms of Android as well, this is working. It's changing the amount of installations that your app can have. Just like take a look and compare the prices that we have in the pre-pandemic era and the post-pandemic era. Here you can see that, okay, we have like 3 times this is the cost per action. 3 times the amount that we were paying in 2019 has grown in 2020 from $2.75 to $8.86. For shopping, health, the price has grown as well. It's become pretty expensive to advertise your apps in the stores. This is for mainly all the apps that you want to be to make more visible and attract traffic there. So here are the takeaways for all this information. Of course, we have a biggest research dissecting every single industry and other industries, but we don't have the time to do it. So the first takeaway: mobile traffic is really big. The digital space is growing, but into that direction. Then we can see that user behavior can no longer be attached to the pandemic. So basically, everything is open right now. You can see that the trend is for traveling. The trend is for food and beverage. Then you can see that still the desktop devices are there. They're not disappearing. No matter if you're in Brazil and 93% of the population is using mobile devices for basically everything. The main generator of traffic is by far direct traffic. So brand awareness, building your brand is the must that you need to have. People understanding that you are a trustable company, a trustable resource that they can come back and get more from you. It's really important. It's the main driver. And of course, you need to have constant access and use information from your apps in this case, or from your the sources that you have for your website that are related to mobile in your Google Analytics. With all of this, we saw the holistic view of what is happening into the traffic, into the web traffic world, and we see mobile is still by far, and it's going to be the number one. Thank you very much for your attention. I believe we have a little time for questions, or we don't have time for questions. You will tell me, Kathleen. These are still my point of contacts. You can reach out to me if you have any questions.
Great, thank you. It was a great presentation. Lots of really interesting insights there. Yeah, we've got a couple of minutes left on the session, so if you do have any last minute questions, please pop them in the chat. I think we had a couple come through during this session. One from Tess, who has asked, do you think AMP is worth it when it comes to mobile?
Nice, really nice question. Thank you, Tess. I'm not really true believer on AMP. I found other type of technologies more faster than that, but it's still, if you can use AMP or the accelerated mobile pages, is a sign that you are going to the right direction. But when you are testing your mobile website, you need to come to this. You are basically comparing both scenarios where your users are consuming, they are using your content through mobile devices. That's the first test. And the second one needs to be the desktop. Still there, you still need to use it. The technology that you're going to be using in this case is going to be more relevant depending on the size of the company, the size of the business that you're working on. But if you are using technology like AMP, it's good for you.
Cool, great. And we had another one here from Monique, who's asked, how do you recommend staying competitive in a mobile first world?
Nice question. Thank you very much. Well, staying competitive is a complex challenge if you don't use the data that you have, that you possess. Basically, if you are an online company, we are really we are in a really good situation here. You can have all the data that you need. The only thing is that you need to use that data to understand what is your market share, what is your competitive landscape, what are you doing in terms of competitive research. In this case, what is the technology that your competitors are using? What is the best product that they're offering? How the people are buying from them? What is the whole process of their buyer's journey? And you can have that without going anywhere or doing some industrial espionage. You can do it because it's transparent on the internet. You just need to use the tools to complete that. And for some companies, this is not an established process. We know that because also with the Product Marketing Alliance, the reports that they were building, they were showing us that, okay, 93% of most of the CMOs are saying that it's good to have a competitive strategy, but only 45% of them are telling us that they could take any ROI. They can discover any kind of benefit to them. So still, everybody is thinking that is good, but not everybody's taking the whole potential of all this data that we have today.
Great. Cool. Well, that actually brings us to time. So thanks so much, Fernando, for a great session. And thank you, everyone, for your comments and questions in the chat. Stay with us. We've got lots more content coming today. So yeah, get involved with our chat and join the CMO Alliance Slack channel. Check out SEMrush. And yeah, hope to see you throughout the rest of the day.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.